Hello, Weebs and Normies. Welcome to the Anime Club. I'm Graham.
And I'm George.
All right, George, we've got some exciting developments here in Dungeon Meshi. Last time we saw the warrior gal from the previous party setup, who's now, she smelled the barbecue that they've made to help
That's
Marcial
right.
recover.
Yeah, she's out of mana, or rather low on it, out or low, something like that. Yeah. Do you think this will be an amicable reunion, or do you think there'll be some conflict?
I think there's going to be some initial conflict with the fact that they're eating monsters. But I think other than that, I don't think there'll be anything like hostile per se. I think it'll just be kind of like, what the frick are you guys doing? Like that kind of thing. But I think once they taste the barbecue themselves, they're going to be like, all right, this guy's got a point. This is pretty good. That's what I think.
Yeah, they haven't shown a lot of conflict between the parties. Like there was the party from last time where they passed out and they kind of charged them money to heal them or whatever. But not like full on like clashing, right? So, because I would assume if everyone's trying to become the king or queen of the dungeon and kill the magician guy, I don't know. I almost imagined there'd be more conflict. He's like, no, we got to get to him first before you guys do. Any slight advantage to you guys is a disadvantage to us. But maybe
like PvP.
Yeah, maybe that's not the case. Maybe
they have been setting up some potential PvP stuff, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Showing it's not all nice with the because were they even adventurers or were they
who?
Like what were those other guys? The guys that paid kind of extorted the other party for some healing.
Well, I mean they did revive them, to be fair. It's not really extortion.
Yeah, true.
Right.
I guess so, yeah.
And they do gotta get paid. Like I think what they did was, you know, they were pretty shady about it and they didn't tell them some advice, which was a little bit rude. But like I don't know. It didn't seem that bad. It was like, all right, they did rescue these people.
So then what are you referencing to that they're setting up for PvP?
Well, it's the other group that they rescued that is
those
upset,
guys.
right? Those guys are upset because they think something happened with their loot.
They think they were stolen. Okay. Or they were robbed, rather. Okay.
Right. Yeah. So that's a potential PvP setup. What's happening here is a potential, although I think quite unlikely PvP setup. I think this will be resolved pretty quick, but I think there'll be definitely some PvP with the other party, at least at the outset. I think they'll become friends eventually after they fight, but there'll definitely be a clash, I think.
They'll be fighting a little bit? Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, only one way to find out.
That's right. All right, let's get into it.
Okay, let's do it. Namari, that's her name. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Only
a week?
I guess that makes sense, yeah. Oh. I was gonna say, are they scholars? They look like scholars. He's a gnome.
I was gonna say, they don't look quite like dwarves.
And watch him get attacked.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh! What?
Are you kidding?
Bro.
Oh, he's a really powerful mage. This has happened before?
Yeah, this isn't the first time.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was gonna say they don't die. What?
So, okay, I don't want to pause it right in the middle of this exposition here, but so then outside the dungeon, you can die normally.
Yeah, it sounds like.
It's just within the dungeon that resurrection is possible.
Yeah, and it sounds like this. I don't know if I'm reading too much into this, but the dwarf, I wish I could freaking remember his name, said that it's not normal.
Shenshi, something like that.
Yeah, Senshi. Yeah, he said it's not normal.
Normal.
So this has probably happened since the dungeon opened up, and there was probably proper death beforehand, since he was likely in the dungeon
here before.
Right? That's why he's like saying it's not normal.
So this begs a question as to like, how did resurrection magic come about? Because I assumed that all magic came from outside the dungeon and people are just using it in the dungeon,
Inside.
right? But like,
good.
how can you create or even practice a resurrection spell if death is just normal outside the dungeon, right?
That's a good point.
Like, is this new kind of magic or magic that was discovered in the dungeon, maybe?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's either one of two things. One is there are resurrection spells on the surface, and if you use them quick enough, just immediately after they die, maybe they can be resurrected before the spirit
soul flies away.
Yeah, exactly. Or it's magic that they found in the dungeon itself. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And that also explains why Fallon can be restored, because her body and her
doesn't matter how long.
That's right. It's still there. They can do it right there.
If the body was completely destroyed, though, would it still work, I wonder? Because there might not be anything, like if she was pulverized, right, turned to dust, does that still count as like a body to bind the soul to?
Yeah, I think so. I think as long as you can get even the smallest fragment, I guess whatever would be the biggest fragment that's left, or maybe every part of her body would like be connected to the soul in some way. Yeah, I think so. That's why he was saying like, oh, I wonder if we got the poop, if we could like res her from the poop, right? Because it's still her. Yeah. It's just broken down on a molecular level.
He probably poops out the skeleton, and so that's maybe. What.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, his axe is like wrecked.
Oh,
she's got to be a good fighter then.
Yeah, she's like a weaponsmith as well, it seems.
Yeah. Yeah, bro, it's not that easy, dude.
Dude, this guy's so annoying, dude. Oh,
I wouldn't just shoot blank. The vines are the monster, or the roots rather. Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Because he's got armor.
He's gonna take his helmet off? Oh.
Oh, okay.
Helmetless Senshi, let's go! He looks so cool.
Oh, Kiki's already paralyzed.
He's so excited.
What? Through the armor? No way. What did he see?
Grabbing the crossbow.
Oh. Okay.
Nice. Oh, I see.
Gonna shoot the center? Yeah, dang.
Sick.
Oh. They're alive. Okay. Man, look at all the red marks on her skin.
Yeah. Poor girl.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh, his eyelids! Oh, no. Oh, no.
No.
Oh, it's like poison ivy. Okay.
Banana?
Like a banana? Oh my gosh. He's like, oh no, I guess I have no other choice.
Let me have
but
a
to
bite.
eat it. So it's literally like a banana with vinegar.
Oh.
Good guy.
Yeah.
Good guy. This guy's strong, dude.
Yeah, he's really strong. She looks so cute with her hair down. Holy frick. Oh.
Was it because they killed the Kraken? Oh, boiling water.
Oh, typical of an elf. Elves. Yeah, what?
Oh, interesting.
Oh, interesting.
君は魔力切れを起こしてる。魔力切れというのは貧血のようなものと聞く。タンさんたちと地上に戻るべきだ。
Can she not regenerate it?
Yeah, what?
Oh? What?
Yeah, what?
Yeah, exactly.
Huh.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Wouldn't it like kill you?
Yeah. Boil it?
Oh. True. Yeah.
No way.
Oh. But he doesn't maintain
It's like
his
a
axe?
special.
Oh, frick.
Adamant?
But it's a
Oh.
cooking pot. Oh no. A pot and a lid. Oh.
And then boil it? Yeah, okay.
Oh, frick. Okay.
Wow.
Oh, frick.
I don't think you can take one at this range, dude.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, that thing's like a freaking cannon.
Dang, it just breaks the wall like
Yeah,
that.
it's so sick. They're both dwarves, right?
Maybe?
Is it gonna shoot?
Kind of
at
looks
both of
like
them?
it. Oh. Dude, it's that dwarf strength, man.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh. Oh, they gotta hold
Jeez.
on to it while it freaking heats up.
Oh, it's that hot.
Yikes.
Dude, look at their hands. They're like glowing red.
I know, frick. Oh!
Oh my gosh, dude. Their hands were burning and they still held on. Wow.
Seriously.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna make a soup or a stew.
It's frickin' Marcel cooking this time.
Yeah. She's following her book.
Oh,
Dang.
wow.
Undyne stew.
あれみんなは
向かいの塔へ調査の
Oh.
続きに行ったぞ。
ただいま
Oh
あんなに約束してるとは。
片付いてよかったわい。
はい鉛も
配るのはいいから早く食べてみろよ。
そうだね
She's so off put. Namari, she's like, what is
Yeah.
this? Monster
frick?
food?
Oh,
Oh, wait, it worked. Okay.
Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
こんな姿を見る羽目になるとは思わなかった。
Uh,
これも
just try it.
罰か。
No, just try it. I'm sure you'll like it. See?
具にスープがよく染みてる。
昔の仲間にもよく呆れられていたものだ。
Where are his friends now? Oh.
Look at that. Everyone's sharing a meal together.
Dang.
ファリンのことは大事だろうが、ちゃんと地上に戻ってこいよ。
鉛こそ気をつけて
Nice.
Okay.
またな。
Oh,
Nice,
that's
okay.
great. Okay, very good.
That was way more amicable than I was expecting.
Yeah, for sure.
That was, they
I
ended
was
up having a
expecting-
meal and everything. It was
I was
nice.
expecting like bigger pushback on like the food stuff or something to that effect. But yeah, that was cool. That was great.
Yeah, no, that was really good. Dang, I really like the lore and stuff that they're. I've said it before, but how they lead it back to food, it's just so creative every single time.
Yeah.
You'd think they'd run out of ideas, right, of how to make it, but no. Every single time there's something.
Yeah.
So,
It's
wow.
interesting that they're saying, so does mana not regenerate over time?
That's a great question. I was wondering the same thing. Like, I almost wonder if you have to regenerate it on the surface and not in, you can't regenerate it in the tower. Or I say tower, in the
that'd
dungeon.
be so weird because like the dungeon is like a magical place. You would think that would be the one place you could be regenerating mana. Or maybe did her mana get just so low that you need like a current amount to start regenerating it? Like she hit rock bottom and so regeneration stops? I don't know.
And you need to get a little bit something. You have to have at least something
Like
in the
a
tank
jump
for
start?
it to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Yeah. It wasn't
But-
really explained why. Because, like, if she ran out of mana in that fight, it's like, okay, well, it's just going to happen again. So why did they not have, like, mana potions or something? Or some way to, like, as
Yeah.
a backup to recharge that stuff? So
Maybe that's why they needed to go back to the surface, get some mana potions and stuff.
maybe, I guess.
Yeah, because they even said that the guy, I forget the gnome's name, but he just resurrected someone, and that person that he resurrected had their fee on them. And I was thinking like, okay, they just like had gold. But now that I think about it, if mana doesn't regenerate, why would you like either the gold amount is like a lot or it's more than just gold in the fee. Maybe there's some sort of like mana potion along with it.
Right.
So that like, you know, I'm not going to waste my mana for some random guy. Right. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's very strange. I'd
Interesting.
like to know more of the details behind that, but yeah, this is good. It's a good one.
Yeah. We got another race though.
The gnomes.
Yeah. And they're
Yeah.
like the same height as a dwarf. Usually
Kinda.
gnomes, is what I know them, they're usually like tiny, like very,
Yeah.
very small, even smaller
Well-
than a halfling.
Yeah,
But-
the gnomes seem to be at least not very wide, right? The dwarves
Yeah.
are really wide despite being short.
Yeah. And ridiculously strong, as
Yeah, when it comes
dwarves
to
kind of
magic.
tend to be.
Or
But,
the dwarves, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dwarves are really strong. Holy frick, dude.
Yeah, holding
they
the
keep-
pot together while their hands are burning. Like, what the heck, dude?
Yeah, they also
man.
keep calling Laios a tall man. They're not saying human. So I wonder if he's not human or if humans are called tall man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, probably because elves seem to be the same height, right, as humans. So like, how do you differentiate between an elf and a human? I guess you could just call it a human, right? But like
The ears.
well, no, I'm talking like
You're talking from a naming perspective?
nomenclature. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I guess human does the same job as tall man.
Yeah, human would do the same. So I wonder if they're just purposefully not using human to kind of even more disassociate them from like real world. Yeah. To make it even
It
more
also could
fantasy.
be dwarf speech for
No, because the kobold from the other party said tall man as well.
oh.
Yeah. I remember him
Okay.
sniffing around and being like, Toruman.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe then it's just it's just what they call humans. It's synonymous with humans in this world.
That might be it, yeah. Because they even remarked about like how fragile the tall man is, right? It's like, oh, fucking tall man, so fragile, right? So it would track.
Makes sense for humans.
Right.
We are kind of fragile.
Right.
Huh.
Yeah. It's
okay. Well,
interesting.
that was a good episode.
Yeah, it was really good. This is a really, really good episode. So excited to see what's next.
Okay. I'm glad we have one more.
Yeah, right?
I'm glad we're not doing just one.
Watch
All
there
right,
be a
let's do
really
it.
bad cliffhanger at this next one, I bet.
Imagine. Now that you mention it, it's going to happen. Why'd you have to say it, Graham?
All right, we'll see.
Imagine that, dude, walking on water.
Yeah, so
How
sick.
sick that would be.
多くたちの集落の近くと地図に
Okay.
Ooh.
What are those? Fungus?
Bro, this is like looking at Blighttown. Looking at Blighttown in Dark Souls for the first time. You look down, you're just like, bro, I don't want to go here.
What is that? Yeah.
手間と時間考えたら迂回した方が早い気がするけど。
Marshall has a new hairstyle today.
マルシル、あんまり壁に近づく
Yeah. Oh. Oh.
さてもう結構進んだかな
Oh my gosh.
なんかいる。
Yeah.
気をつけろ。
Oh, what? Oh, a frog. Oh my gosh. Dude. Oh, what? She just
Dang.
blew its head off. What the heck? Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Ambrosia.
Do they have to let themselves get dropped by the frogs? Oh.
ライオス、オーガエルはなぜテンタクルスに触れても無事なんだ？
Their skin.
さ
Have like slime on their skin?
そこは特に知識がないのかよ。
好奇心は時を選ばぬの。
もういい。
Oh.
It's gonna use
gonna
it like
wear
a
it?
glove.
Oh, gross.
痛くない。いける。
Oh, frick.
抜けね。
Oh,
Oh
no.
no. He's gonna fall in.
Uh-oh.
The frog knows.
No, he's gonna try and eat him.
Oh.
Oh, frick.
There it
It's
goes.
gonna shoot it right in the frickin' head. Oh.
But he's gonna fall in.
Okay.
No.
頑張ったな。
Now they're gonna do that and just run through the
シル
tentacles.
ジャック
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
オーガエルを飼いたい
You're gonna wear frog skins.
茹で上がったら潰して小麦粉と混ぜ。
Oh my gosh, dude. He wastes no time.
に切ったら
He's
they
making
making
gnocchi?
gnocchi?
オーガエルの皮を
Oh, dude, I love it.
完成だ。
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so delicious.
一人ずつ持ってこい。どっちやめさせるか迷ってるうちに完成したわ。
まあまあ来てみてくれよ
一口だけ食べ
She's gonna wear
Oh
the
my
suit while
gosh,
eating.
dude.
でしょうが。
マルシルがこれを着たらすごく可愛いと思う
Yes.
Bro.
Let's go.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, dude.
かわいいかわいい
色がよく生えてる。
耳のあたりがカエルらしいシルエットになってていいね。
Oh my gosh, that's
Are there
true.
ears?
Oh, because it pushes it to the side. Oh man,
Yeah.
that's fucking hilarious.
うまい。
Oh my gosh. Wearing the frog skin while eating them, dude, is a next level dominance.
Oh man, it's so freaking wild.
見て
城下町。
Whoa.
もう5階だよ
Dude, we're already here.
帰るよ気をつけて進もう。
No! The freaking cliffhanger at the end of this episode is gonna suck! No!
It's gonna be the red dragon, dude.
It's gonna be the red dragon showing up? No, frick.
十分に川を舐めす時間がなかったからな。
Bro, you didn't dry him properly?
どんな顔でファニーと再会すればいいの
Dude, that's gonna draw the dragon's attention though. Like, chill.
Maybe. Oh, whoa!
Whoa, that is cool. What?
Oh, what?
Teleport sickness or something?
せてやれ。
Dude, you get like motion sickness going through that. That's so
Yeah.
cool.
一体どこから入り込んだやら。ドワーフの古い行動にでもつながっていたのかと。僕はそういった
Oh.
見つきます。
Is that where Senshi came from?
Maybe.
別の者が手を加えた痕跡は一切ない。
What are they after?
Oh.
Lunatic magician.
So he's an
Oh.
elf.
そいつはエルフなのか。判断はできませんが、トールマンやドワーフには扱えぬ術かと。
Yeah, a tall man or a dwarf. Okay.
Tall man, yeah.
腕の立つ冒険者だったが、彼らはどこまで進むのだろうか。
Marcial's face there. And
His
Lyle's
freaking
face.
remembrance of those people is
So-
like so funny.
おはようなま
Yeah. So, okay, I want to make sure I understand everything that they just said here. So, the elves are claiming that because the creator of it is essentially an elf himself, that the dungeon is their heritage. And it's
Potentially
rightfully
an
belongs
elf.
to them.
They implied that it could have been an elf, but he did mention at one point that the handwriting for the elvish on the walls was poor. So it's possible that he's a different race, maybe even a human, and he was using elven magic, which is maybe partially why the elves say that it's their heritage for some, there's some connection to the elves there, at least to some degree. It's hard to say exactly.
Yeah. They didn't give out all the information. Yeah.
Right. It's still like tenuous
So-
kind of ties.
And then why it's heavily implied that the reason the elves want it is because they want the spell of immortality. So elves currently they live for a long time, I'm going to
Yep.
assume, but they're not immortal like other elves in other stories.
Yeah, because
And they
Chilchuck
want that
mentioned.
immortality.
Yeah, Chilchuck mentioned that the long-living races are the dwarves and the elves.
Elves,
when
yeah.
they talked about his age. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yep.
Okay, there's just a couple clarifications.
Yeah.
トールマンの女で髪は薄茶長さは肩の
Female tall man.
年齢は10代から40
これはライオスの妹の方か ?20 代前後ってところだろあの子なら。メイシャ行けメイシャ。
わかるか多人種の年なんか
that's an awesome detail, actually.
Yeah.
そうか
Oh, so she checked for her.
地下
Hmm.
5階、黄金城を抜けると、そこには
That's interesting that they have like a storage of bodies and they keep a ledger of like what kind of people are there so someone can come later and claim the dead basically. Like basically paying
Yeah.
like bail, right?
Yeah, like Chilchuck had a ledger of like missing adventurers. I think it was like episode 2 or 3 or something like that. It was a while back, but
Oh,
he had checked
interesting.
the ledger. And he's like, I think it might even have been episode 1 when they hang up the guy. I think is when they did it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, he doesn't fit the description of any of the missing adventurers, so he must be recent." Or so it was something like that. I don't remember exactly.
Okay, yeah, I vaguely remember
Yeah.
that. Okay, yeah. Yeah,
So-
that's interesting. It's a really cool like system that the authors clearly really thought about. Like you could tell
Yeah.
throughout this whole thing that they have really thought. This is like my favorite kind of freaking world building, like the really well thought out stuff. One Piece does this all the time with like their different cities and stuff. Oda really thinks about like how these cities work and how the economy and transportation, all
Nice.
this stuff works. It's really, really cool. Yeah, it's awesome. So I'm super digging this.
目の端を誰か横切ったような、ささやく声が聞こえたような、そんな妙な気分に襲われるのだ。
Weird.
That's creepy. He's here.
This is recent.
They're still smoking.
Wargs.
Wargs.
じゃないよね。
ひとまず作戦を練ろ
そうは言ってもさ、3人で戦わなきゃいけないのかな。
3人
He's not gonna fight?
何度も言うけど、俺を戦力としてするなよ。
I guess
ここまで来るのを手伝うだけだ。
I guess it's
Oh
like a
my gosh.
rogue.
う。ただし、首の下、唯一致命傷を与えられる激鱗。
Oh,
そこを突
interesting.
き刺せば勝てる。
そのレッドドラゴンはどの程度の大きさなんだ
そうだな。
Senshi is downloading this
He's
freaking
gonna-
information, man.
ちょうどあのぐらい
He's gonna show up.
ちょっと現場
Bro, I'm getting nervous for the man.
Yeah. Oh, that was a cool transition.
高いな。
私はファリンほど上手くない。この高さから落ちれば無傷では済まないし、
Oh.
火の息は防げない。
そうだよ。火の息はどうすんだ？
Hold on. Okay. I understand that like this is tough for the group and everything, but like it's so weird to me that now is when we're having this conversation. Everyone was so gung-ho to get back in the dungeon, to get down there and save her, but nobody thought to like have these issues and these freaking problems come up before they go down. They didn't have any semblance of a plan. They didn't even think that they should have a plan before. They were just like, well, let's just get down there. Why are we just coming up with these problems now?
Yeah, good question. The two people that left, I feel like, thought of it, especially Nanami. No, Nanami's from another Jujutsu Kaisen. What's the dwarf warrior's name? What's her name?
Something like that, yeah.
Namari, something like that. Yeah, she's like, I'm not dying for free.
Yeah.
And so she clearly gave some thought to it. I think maybe they were just too distracted on getting back to
but
Fallon as soon as
they've been
possible.
traveling for like a week. At some point, someone's gonna go, well, guys, when we get down there, how are we gonna kill the dragon? Like nobody thought of this the whole time. It's so weird that this is
guess
only
so.
coming up now. It's so bizarre.
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, they have so many objections right now. It's so weird.
逃げ場がない。
それに、
な
ナ見立てじゃ
Namari.
ナマリ
歯が立たないってことだけど、ライオスの剣は通用するの？竜を気絶させられるほどの爆発魔法を唱えるには足止めの時間も必要だし、その上誰かがとどめを刺さ
casting
ないと
time.
殺せない。それがライオスと戦士の二人にできる。
Well, these parts right here, like this specific part of like a game plan, makes sense that they're having it right now. Like all
Right.
the other objections is like, how are we even going to do this? But like game plan specifics, like this is really the only time to have
Yeah,
it.
and you know what? I guess that they were also thinking that they were going to be fighting a sleeping dragon. They did mention that near the beginning.
True.
Right,
True.
that it was actually going to be a sleeping dragon. They're like, well, sleeping dragon we could maybe handle, but a wake dragon. with
Now
our
that it's
current
awake
party-
and roaming.
yeah, okay, so fair enough.
建物の間にまたがる橋や家が竜が真下を通る瞬間に爆破して
They'd really have to freaking set that up well.
It'd have to be really heavy too.
Yeah.
これで火の息問題は解決だな。ひょっとして包丁も特別製じゃないのか？
ナマリに見てもらえばよかった。考えれば道はあるもんだね。
よし逃げ回るルートを下調べだ
Oh boy, things are going too well right now.
パンを作っていた
今まで竜を倒そうって時に
もちろんだ
Of
だか
course.
らお仕事になるのだろう
Exactly.
Yeah, you need those carbs, carb load. Wait, why is she
Aw.
crying?
魔物食も時期終わるのだと思うと
Oh my
ま
gosh.
だレッドドラゴンがあるぞ
Oh yeah, doesn't he want to eat the red dragon? That's right.
Yeah, right. They gotta defeat and eat.
なんというか、一緒に来ると言ってくれた時はとても嬉しかった。みんな、本当にありがとう。
Let's go!
Their mouths are all full.
Yeah.
なんか、
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh. It's go time, baby.
Freaking knew it, dude. I called it, dude. I called
You
this
did.
exact freaking
You did.
cliffhanger. Freaking
Look at
knew
that
it.
thing.
That's not a big weak point.
改めて見るとでっかいな。本当にあんなのに勝てるのかな。
大丈夫。この4人でここまで来たんだ。それでは作戦通りに、マルシルは例の位置に、俺たちは竜をおびき寄せる。みんな準備はいいか？体調は万全だな。
Like I'm doing my best with this spell. Oh no!
Dang, dude. The cliffhanger of cliffhangers.
No. That sucks.
Wow. I would have predicted this being much later into the season.
Yeah. So are we getting Fallon back in this season?
Like halfway through the season, it seems like we're gonna get her back.
Dude, that's crazy. Okay, so my first question is, are we going to have like a full party composition change then? Like, is she going to join or are they going to go to the surface and reconfigure? Like, what? And then the second question is, what the frick's the rest of the season about? Oh, maybe it's about conquering the dungeon?
Yeah, because I was thinking, like, if we get her back right now, like, what else do you do, right? And so I was thinking, like, what if because they mentioned that it's strange that the dragon is awake right now. It shouldn't be. It's only been a week, so shouldn't it be slumbering and digesting?
And they've also been setting up some like other stuff going on with the gnomes, right? That like weird things are happening with the dungeon, and like orcs are where they're not supposed to be because they've been displaced
the dragons
by
where it's not supposed to be.
Yeah.
So like, I wonder if the lunatic magician is behind this somehow and is trying to stop Laios and his party. Like, what if they're special somehow, or maybe even not Laios, but Fallon? There's something special about her.
I don't think so. I think it has to do with like, this is basically not the natural progression of the dungeon, but because of what's happening with the adventures and the plundering and all that stuff, the ecology and the ecosystem of the dungeon itself is being thrown off
naturally
kilter.
Changing.
Yeah, and I think it's starting to kind of fall apart, and this is like one of the results of it. It's kind of off topic, but this is a great example of building up like they're planting the seeds now of like things that are what the story's going to shift and be about, which is something that the other show we're watching right now, Tower of God, I feel didn't do. Right? Like, I really don't like it when you hit like a point in the story where all of a sudden all these new concepts and things are introduced as if like the author just made them all up. They had like a brainstorm session and like, this is now all the new stuff. Then like Tower of God, there's like all these new terms and factions and situations that have just kind of sprung up at the beginning of season 2. And it just feels really inorganic. Whereas this is like, because I was thinking like, well, what do we do after the dragon? We get Fallon. Oh, it's like, oh, well, they've already been setting up this other stuff in a kind of like B plot way. And so we're already going to be ready by the time we finish this major plot that we already have something to seamlessly transition into. And I mentioned this before, but that's what fucking One Piece does. Like One Piece does the same thing. There are all of these, and One Piece is like freaking crazy for this. They set seeds the whole freaking time. It's wild. So there's always something like organically moving the story and the characters forward to the next thing, to whatever it is. You always know what's coming next already before the thing that you are currently watching finishes, right? And I feel like Tower of God just didn't really do that, and that's kind of a major off-topic thing. But it's something that I really like that this show is doing. It's doing it so well. I'm super freaking into it. Yeah,
the foreshadowing in this has been pretty good so far. It's the foreshadowing, the world building, the food, it's all unique and new every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this show's great.
Mhm.
Nothing but praise so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess so, dude. I guess we're gonna get Fallon back relatively soon. Like, how long do you think it takes him to defeat the dragon? Like, maybe next episode is like
Next episode. Yeah, so I'll say in the next 2 episodes, the dragon will be dead.
Fallon's-
We might have Fallon back right at the end of the, episode 12. This is 10. We forgot to change the fucking number down there.
we'll do it in post.
Yeah, we'll do it in post. Yeah, so I think next episode they get close to beating the dragon. It's going to end on another cliffhanger, and then episode 12 we defeat the dragon. We get Fallon back, and it might like get her just at the end potentially, something like that. And then the next 13 is when we start to kind of figure out what's next. Because that's like the midpoint, right, of this season. I think there's around 24 episodes.
24.
Right? So it makes sense.
Yeah,
so we kind of have a switch.
Mid-season ends with getting Fallon back. That would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
I really like the B plot that they're setting up. The kind of strife between elves and every other race, pretty much.
Yeah.
Them claiming this. So the Lord of the Island, but by de facto that he's the Lord of the Island, and the dungeon resides in the island. He's essentially the owner of the dungeon, right?
Sure, yeah, because he owns the land like right there, right? Right over
Yeah,
top of it.
so I was under the impression that, and maybe I'm misremembering, but I don't think I am, that if you defeat the keep saying mad scientist, lunatic magician,
scientist.
Yeah. If you defeat I was gonna say it again, the lunatic magician, you become the lord of the dungeon. So like,
Right.
what
does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean exactly?
So I think the
is there
people
a
on
kingdom
top,
within a kingdom?
yeah,
or like
kind of, right? Like it's essentially like a landlocked country potentially, right? And so I think that the people on top are kind of restricting access to the dungeon itself, right? So it's not like they own the dungeon per se, but they at least own the land that accesses the dungeon.
Yeah.
Right. But that being said, we saw that there was an alternate way to enter the dungeon through that freaking super cool painting thing.
Yeah, that the dwarves
I'd really like
digging their tunnels.
Yeah, right. I agree with you 100% though, because there's some really cool political intrigue that's kind of being brought in now, because Senshi has been here. So we know that dwarves aren't from the dungeon because there's other dwarves just out and about. Yeah. And they were a race that were on the surface on one half of the island. So the real question is like, okay, Senshi has had access to this dungeon before it became freaking popular to do so, right? Before access opened up. So the dwarves have had some kind of maybe tunneling or something. So yeah, I'd really like to know what the backstory is between the access to this dungeon and what's going on with the different races claiming access to it. It's super, it's getting really interesting, to be honest.
Yeah, and like clearly from what they said of this like castle, golden castle, like I get the impression that this existed pre-dungeon, and it somehow, by whatever magic or curse this lunatic guy did, it just became incorporated into this dungeon he created. So like, does defeating him undo the dungeon? Or does the dungeon remain in its current state and now you're just like the new owner? Like, I'm so curious as to like how they're going to build that up and deliver on that.
I would imagine it's built into the dungeon, but again, you might be right. Like his presence may maintain the magic that persists through the dungeon potentially.
Yeah. Yeah, cuz we know resurrection is, at least, right? Resurrection was brought about by this guy. At least from Tensu, I think his name is.
Right, but if is it because
guy?
he maintains it, or because when he made the dungeon, he built it into the dungeon, right? They were looking at like those elvish letters scribbled into the wall, right?
Yeah, and I guess they want to figure out. They want to figure out.
Yeah, they
what
took
it is.
that Elvish specifically in their pursuit to figure out what's going on with the resurrection magic. So it could be a situation where when the dungeon was made, he scribed in all across the dungeon a magical spell,
like a seal,
piece by piece, like a seal across the whole thing that covers it all. And then it's the presence of that Elvish magic, whatever it is, that creates the kind of barrier or like a system around the dungeon that causes resurrection to happen. Right? So that's why they're trying to get all the pieces together so that they can figure out how this spell works. And then you could, whether it's like, I don't know if it's positional, you have to like set up an area, and that area you become immortal.
Yeah.
Or what. But yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Things are getting spicier. You know, pun intended, I guess. In some
I was
ways,
gonna say in the food show. Yeah.
Yeah. But wow, okay. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, yeah, there's plenty more to explore then, as far as like plot wise and everything.
I think so.
Huh.
Yeah. It'll be really fun to have Faraday back. So
yeah.
That'd be really cool.
She seemed really nice. Yeah, having a healer will be clearly they're in need of one. All the things that they've gotten themselves into. Huh. Okay. Interesting.
It'll be good for you to have a character with this voice actor that's not Rachel, so you can enjoy this character, the voice acting, without wanting to hate the character so much.
I'm gonna wring their neck.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. I'm excited to see what comes next. This I've become much more engaged as time has gone on with this show than I was initially. I enjoyed the show initially, but now I'm like actively really liking it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The more it's gone on, the more they've kind of sold me on the world building and the dungeon ecology and stuff. And now the plot's getting really interesting. So yeah.
Yeah. One thing I like that they do is each floor is very distinct.
Yeah.
Each like the water floor was just so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're in like a castle town, and they had to travel through a freaking slime tentacle vine forest to essentially get here.
Yeah, right.
That was really cool. Really cool.
And it's all varied, but it's sticking to the same kind of theme, right? Of like, okay, it's like this particular, it's a dungeon, but there's really interesting floors that maintain the dungeon theme. Unlike
and even in like the forest, the tentacle thing, or the like water world, it was like the outside walls were still kind of brick. So like it still felt like, you're
cohesive.
kind of in the dungeon still.
Yeah.
They do a great job. Yeah.
Yep. Very good. Ah, man.
All right.
Next week.
Can't wait for more, dude. We're gonna have to wait a week. But after that, Fallon will be back, or at least near to it. So
yep.
I just hope that, so I just had this thought. What would happen if she was completely digested? Right? Like bones and all.
Poop. You'd be able to do it from the poop, right?
From little matter in the poop? Yeah.
If some kind of like fecal matter.
Gross.
It's super nasty. But I could see them doing that based on the humor of the show. I could see them doing a thing where like Farron like springs out of the freaking poop. And she's like,
gosh.
I'm alive. And then it's just like, all right. I could see that.
Yeah. Well, she did have the ability to cast offensive spells. I wonder if she casts one on herself and she's in this like magical cocoon inside the stomach, right?
Maybe it's the presence of her in the stomach of the dragon that is causing it to be up and about because he can't digest her. Maybe it's like a stomach pain or something.
Yes.
Oh, we're on to something, George.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But okay. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you want to see it 2 weeks ahead of time, go ahead and check out our Patreon and our channel membership. But with that, we'll see you guys next time. Hopefully for Fallon's resurrection. But we'll see.
All right. See you, everybody.